Lin Wudao has crossed and has an invincible corpse collection system. As long as you collect corpses for the strong, you can receive rewards that they owned or had contact with during their lifetime, and the obtained items are still reinforced. Lowest, 10 times stronger. You have collected the body of Emperor Jiang Taichu and obtained 10,000 years of cultivation. You have collected the body of your fiancé Jiang Qingxue and obtained the Humane Spirit Weapon Zichen sword. After tenfold strengthening, you have upgraded to the Extreme Dao Spirit Weapon, the Xuantian Ancient Sword. You have collected the bones of a fairy, obtained a strand of fairy origin, strengthened by 100,000 times, and upgraded to the Hongmeng origin. After refining, you can be promoted to the Immortal Emperor. Since obtaining the Invincible Corpse Collection System, Lin Wudao has embarked on an invincible path that stretches across the ages and suppresses the heavens. Keywords of the novel. Collecting corpses for the Emperor, my cultivation skyrocketed for thousands of years. No pop-ups, collect the body for the Emperor, my cultivation will skyrocket for thousands of years. Download the complete TXT collection and collect the corpses for the Emperor. My cultivation has skyrocketed for thousands of years. Latest chapter reading. Chapter 212. Jidao Ancient Spirit Soldier, Shangqing Baoding. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 212. Jidao Ancient Spirit Soldier, Shangqing Baoding. Bold madman, how dare you provoke me, Shangqing. Seeing Lin Wudao's sudden move, the gatekeeper disciple was immediately furious. During speech, he immediately drew a simple long sword and crazily slashed it towards Lin Wudao, showcasing the majesty of the Shangqing Sword Palace. However, although his ideas are good, the reality is cruel. Boom! At the moment he took action, Lin Wudao unleashed a powerful 5-element sword chi, unleashing an unparalleled force that directly exploded his body. The gatekeeper disciple in front of me, with only Luo Tianjing's cultivation, cannot withstand Lin Wudao's attack. Finally, the end result of leaving no bones left. Boom! 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 At the same time, as Lin Wudao sacrificed the great wilderness prisoner tower, the earth-shattering imperial power instantly swept across the 10 directions like a flood. In an instant, many powerful beings in the Shangqing Sword Palace have been alarmed. Shio shio shio, I saw sharp piercing sounds of breaking through the air. The first to appear were the elders of the Supreme Court in the Shangqing Sword Palace, followed by Ji Baiming. At this moment, they all fixed their eyes tightly on the tower of prisoners in the wilderness, their eyes widened one by one, unable to believe it, is that the great wilderness prisoner tower? Someone exclaimed in disbelief. The great wilderness prisoner tower. That's the treasure of their Shangqing Sword Palace. As far as they know, wasn't this thing taken away by Marquis Lv Qinghe and headed to the evil town of Lin Wudao? How could it suddenly appear here? Until their gaze swept over Lin Wudao, everyone's hearts were greatly shaken. In an instant, they seemed to understand something. That person shouldn't be Lin Wudao. It should be. Lu Qinghe and Fu Tianshan have both died, which is obviously due to being killed by Lin Wudao. It is only natural that the great wilderness prisoner tower also fell into his hands. What should I do? The Great Wilderness Prisoner Tower is a top-notch imperial ancient spiritual weapon that can evolve into 1,000 zhang barrier and imprison cultivators in the divine power realm. If we are trapped, wouldn't the Shangqing Sword Palace be? Lin Wudao, this guy, wants to give back to Jidao. Everyone clenched their fists and roared angrily. At the same time, countless angry gazes also engulfed Lin Wudao. Your Excellency, what does this mean? At this point, as the head of the palace, Ji Baiming suppressed his anger and shock and loudly questioned Lin Wudao. Regarding this, Lin Wudao's expression was indifferent, and his gaze was even more indifferent. What do I mean? Of course, I have come to give you gifts at the Shangqing Sword Palace. Marquis Lv Qingxue has slaughtered 100,000 people in my sinful city. This account needs to be carefully calculated by me. As the saying goes, come and not be disrespectful. Marquis Lv Qingxue slaughtered 100,000 people in the city of Sin, and today he slaughtered the entire Xuantian Sword Palace to comfort the spirits of those who died in heaven. The cold and merciless figure spread across 10 directions. What? Slaughter the entire Xuantian Sword Palace. As soon as these words were spoken, the entire Xuantian Sword Palace was greatly shocked. Ji Baiming, along with the elders present, as well as many disciples and disciples from the Xuantian Sword Palace, all showed incredible looks. It is the first time since the establishment of the Xuantian Sword Palace that anyone dares to threaten them. Oh, what a big breath. Lin Wudao, how dare you even imagine slaughtering my entire Xuantian Sword Palace on your own? Is it difficult, just relying on this small prison tower in the great wilderness? Ji Baiming sneered coldly. Hear the words. Lin Wudao nodded calmly. You're right, just rely on the great wilderness prisoner tower in my hand. Boom. The words fell. Lin Wudao raised his hand and pointed it out. In an instant, the great wilderness prisoner tower suspended in the void suddenly shook, and then a more brilliant black light fell. In the blink of an eye, it transformed into a visible black barrier, enveloping the entire Xuantian Sword Palace. See what's happening. Ji Baiming and others showed disdain in their eyes. Lin Wudao, you also look up to yourself too much. Today, let me show you that the heritage of my Xuantian Sword Palace, which has been passed down for 9,000 years, is not yours at all. Speaking. One of the supreme elders, who was at the peak of his divine power realm, flipped his hand and took out an ancient sword at the level of a superior imperial spiritual weapon. He then gathered all his strength and fiercely chopped towards the barrier. Roaming and rumbling for a moment, a huge roar shook the world. Just. What shocked the elder in black was that with his full force and the possession of top-notch imperial ancient spiritual weapons, his seemingly fierce and unparalleled attack was unable to break through the barrier of the great wilderness prisoner tower. His attack only caused ripples in the barrier. How could this be possible? Watching this scene, not only did the elder in black look dumbfounded, but even Ji Baiming and others who were watching from behind were instantly gasping for air. His expression was shocked. Especially Ji Baiming, his pupils are tight. For the great wilderness prisoner tower, he was most aware that it was just a high-quality imperial ancient spiritual weapon, and the barrier it evolved could only imprison cultivators in the divine realm. However, the attack of the elder in black, however, far exceeded the tolerance of the heavenly pagoda of the great wilderness prisoner. According to reason, with this sword, the barrier should be shattered. But now it is intact. This result shocked Ji Baiming, but at the same time, an inexplicable sense of fear rose in his heart. No. There's a problem with the great wilderness prisoner tower. He roared low. In fact, there was no need for him to speak, and everyone present at this moment also noticed. The great wilderness prisoner tower in front of me seems to have become even more powerful. Is it difficult? Lin Wudao has improved its quality. Someone suspected it. It should be like this. Unexpectedly, the treasure of my Xuantian Sword Palace is now being used to deal with ourselves. It's really the biggest obstacle in the world. This is all the result of the wise leadership of the Palace Lord. Everyone is discussing one after another. That way. It seems that there is no panic or fear towards being imprisoned in the barrier. It seems that they still have a stronger trump card. Lin Wudao sneered. Boom. Raising his hand, the undead knight who had already been pushed to the divine realm by him instantly crossed the barrier and arrived in front of Ji Baiming and others. Kill everyone here. Rumble with a command, the silent undead knight woke up in an instant, then swung his giant sword and fiercely chopped towards Ji Baiming and others. Ah! The first to bear the brunt is Ji Baiming. He had no idea of the terrifying level of the undead knight. Just as he was about to take action to resist, the terrifying sword energy had already fallen on him. Subsequently, amidst the horrified gazes of everyone, Ji Baiming was cut in half with a sword. This, a puppet of the divine realm. Go and report to our ancestors, please use extreme weapons to suppress Lin Wudao, this dog thief. Everyone panicked and panicked. In an instant, they are completely out of control. However, the undead knight doesn't care about so much, it only knows how to execute Lin Wudao's orders. Boom. 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 As terrifying sword energies were unleashed one after another, an elder in the divine realm, as well as many disciples, were forcibly beheaded. This scene scared everyone out of their wits. Thieves are rampant. Just as the undead knights were engaged in a killing spree, suddenly a deep and hoarse voice came from the deepest part of the Xuantian Sword Palace. Next up, Lin Wudao saw an ancient black cauldron piercing through the void and fiercely hitting the barrier. Bang! Accompanied by a piercing roar, the barrier transformed by the great wilderness prisoner tower shattered in response. Jidao Ancient Spirit Soldier. Lin Wudao squinted his eyes. His gaze fell on the ancient black cauldron name. Shangqing Baoding level. Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon quality. Lowest quality introduction. It is mainly made of Xianjin from the Upper Qing dynasty and blended with 36 rare Extreme Dao materials, which took 300 years to refine. Among them, it has 9 innate Extreme Dao prohibitions. Function. 1. Absorb the power of heaven and earth, and destroy all things. 2. Suppress the area of thousands of miles, gather the spiritual power of heaven and earth, and gather a wave of spiritual energy every 10 years. At that time, the cultivation speed will increase by 100 times. 3. Breaking through the realm, any living creature under the divine meridian realm can use the ultimate power of the treasure cauldron to wash their body and break through the shackles of the original great realm. Standing above the head, it can defend against the attacks of all cultivators in the divine pulse realm. The eye of the god scanned, and many pieces of information immediately returned. After reading it, even Lin Wudao, who had seen many precious and divine objects, couldn't help but feel a glimmer of brilliance in his eyes. Sure enough, it's a good treasure. The difference between the Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon and the Jidao Spirit Weapon is only one word, but the difference between them is incalculable. No wonder the Xuantian Sword Palace can stand for 9,000 years without decline. This Xuantian Baoding may have made great contributions. Lin Wudao praised greatly. Shoo! Just as he was looking at the Xuantian Baoding, suddenly a powerful rainbow burst out from the deepest part of the Xuantian Sword Palace, and finally transformed into a green-clothed old man, standing in mid-air. From top to bottom, exuding a powerful aura, farewell to our ancestors. Please take charge of the Xuantian Sword Palace for me, our ancestors, and suppress the fierce force of Lin Wudao. Our ancestors have arrived, we have been saved. Numerous disciples knelt down to pray. The appearance of the elderly in blue has brought them hope for survival. Lu Daoting. In the early stage of the divine pulse realm. Looking at the imposing old man in green clothes in front of him, Lin Wudao's lips lit up with a cold smile. Keep killing, no one will stay. He ordered towards the undead knight. Obviously, I didn't take Lu Daoting seriously. Children are extremely rampant. Seeing Lin Wudao's posture and actions, Lu Daoting had a fierce look in his eyes and without any hesitation, he raised his hand to urge the Xuantian Baoding to suppress the undead knight. End of this chapter. Chapter 213. Kill all, leave no one behind. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 213. Kill all, leave none. Boom. The power unleashed by the Xuantian Baoding, as the ultimate ancient spiritual weapon, is extremely terrifying. As the power of the extreme path bloomed, the void within a radius of 100,000 zhang was shaken. All living beings in this space seemed to be suppressed and knelt down one by one. Trembling and trembling. Large and large palaces and palaces, under the impact of extreme Dao power, began to constantly shatter and then collapse. Along the way, Lin Wudao, who was watching from afar, was also affected by some factors. If it weren't for his strong physical body, I'm afraid he wouldn't be able to stand up at all. At this moment, he has gained a preliminary understanding of the terrifying power of the Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon. Just compared to the anxious members of the Upper Qing sect, the puppet undead knights, perhaps due to the special nature of their materials, were not influenced by the Upper Qing cauldron. Boom! When Lu Daoting urged the Xuantian Baoding to crash wildly, the undead knight lifted his giant sword and slashed it with a fierce sword. In an instant, a stunning sword aura swept across the void and landed head-on on the Xuantian Baoding. With the release of extreme power, the sword energy of the undead knight was hard worn away by the Xuantian Baoding, but it also successfully withstood the terrifying and unparalleled attack. I haven't been affected by anything on my own. On the contrary, Lu Daoting, under the impact of the extreme power of the Xuantian Baoding, retreated more than 10 steps to stabilize his figure, and there were even threads of crimson blood overflowing from the corners of his mouth on the ground. Footprints as deep as half a foot were also left. It looks shocking. Hiss, how could our ancestors be defeated by that puppet? How could this be? Our ancestors have already reached the realm of divine veins and hold the ultimate weapon, Xuantian Baoding, in their hands. How could they not suppress a puppet? Lin Wudao, this child, where exactly did he find this thing from? Everyone was inexplicably shocked. The first collision between Lu Daoting and the undead knights allowed them to see the gap between each other. Even though Lu Daoting had extremely powerful weapons in his hands, he was still overwhelmed by the powerful attacks of the undead knights and was no match at all. This puppet's combat power is even greater and more complete than that of the Divine Pulse realm. At this moment, Lu Daoting also widened his eyes, unable to believe it to the extreme. No matter how he imagines it, he doesn't understand where Lin Wudao got this thing from. Is there also a mysterious and unknown power behind him? Thinking of this, Lu Daoting's heart was shaken. Lin Xiaoyu, I think this may be a misunderstanding. We keep killing. Lu Daoting felt hesitant and worried that Lin Wudao might have a powerful backing behind him, and with his cultivation and strength, he was not a match for the undead knight in front of him. Therefore, he wants to shake hands and make peace. However, Lin Wudao did not give him that opportunity. Boom! 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 Under his command, the undead knight constantly swung his giant sword in his hand. In an instant, the breathtaking sword energy tore through the air, carrying the power of the world and killing Lu Daoting. Damn it! Seeing that Lin Wudao was not willing to accept it, Lu Daoting's heart was filled with anger, but at the same time, a strong sense of panic also emerged in his heart. Buzzing knowing that he was not an enemy, he directly used a secret technique to activate the Xuantian Baoding and hung it above his head. Immediately after, the Xuantian Baoding fell with thousands of brilliant lights, firmly guarding him inside. Boom boom. No matter how terrifying the attack of the undead knight may be, it cannot shake that sturdy barrier. Lin Wudao, I feel inferior to you for your puppet's combat power. However, it's unlikely that you want to rely on it to kill me. Instead of wasting time like this, why don't we sit down and talk slowly? I have heard before that Marquis Lv Qingho slaughtered 100,000 people in the city of Sin. This is my fault at the Xuantian Sword Palace, and we are willing to apologize and compensate for it. The past grudges will be written off in one stroke. How about making friends together in the future? Hiding within the barrier of the Xuantian Baoding, Lu Daoting frowned and said. This is already the biggest concession he can make. Just. Although his abacus was good, Lin Wudao remained unmoved. Boom. 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 Under his command, the undead knights continued to relentlessly attack. See this scene. Lu Doubting's face also turned grim. Lin Wudao, do you really want to burn the jade and stone in the Xuantian Sword Palace with me? That would not benefit anyone. He still wants to continue fighting for it. However. In response, it was Lin Wudao's cold smile. Are both jade and stone burned? Lu Doubting, you inevitably look up to yourself too much. What qualifications do you have to negotiate terms with this forum? To this forum, you are just meat on the chopping board. Since I was wrong, I have to pay the price for my actions. A cold and heartless voice slowly emanated. Hear the words. Lu Doubting's expression was extremely difficult to see. At the same time, the panic in my heart is becoming stronger and stronger. He only had the initial cultivation level in the Divine Meridian realm, and it was already very difficult for him to control the Xuantian Baoding to defend against enemies. After all, this is the ultimate ancient spiritual weapon. It's not his current cultivation that he can fully control. If it continues like this, it won't take a quarter of an hour, and he will inevitably die exhausted. The more I think. Lu Doubting is becoming more and more fearful. Lin Wudao, I am giving you this Xuantian Baoding as a gift. I dare not ask for anything else, just ask you to let go of the other innocent disciples of my Xuantian Sword Palace. How about that? At this point, Lu Doubting has put forward new demands. Regarding this, Lin Wudao turned a deaf ear. Bang! Finally, when the undead knight unleashed his 99th sword energy, Lu Doubting was unable to sustain himself and was directly suppressed by the extreme power unleashed by the Xuantian Baoding. Although the weapons of Jidao are strong, they are not something that ordinary people can control. It's very obvious. Lu Doubting doesn't have that strength. Ancestors. How could this be? Our ancestors. He died. Ancestor, the death of Lu Doubting has caused great grief among the members of the Xuantian Sword Palace. Same thing. I am also extremely panicked and afraid in my heart. Dong. 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 Under the threat of death, a large number of disciples, disregarding their dignity and face, knelt down in front of Lin Wudao. I beg the Lord to spare my life. I am willing to serve the Lord as my Lord. Please spare your life, Lord. We are willing to follow the Lord of the city and hope that he will be kind. The crowd bowed heavily. See this scene. Lin Wudao's indifferent gaze swept across the entire Xuantian Sword Palace, with no expression on his face. If I had known so, why did I have to do it in the first place? Kill them all, boom. As the words fell, Lin Wudao once again took out the great wilderness prisoner tower, covering all the disciples of the Xuantian Sword Palace, and then gave orders to the undead knight. Ah! 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 The undead knights have no resistance to Lin Wudao's orders. I saw it constantly wielding its large sword, riding on a wild warhorse under its crotch, and rampaging through the Xuantian Sword Palace. Wherever it passed, all living creatures were killed. Lin Wudao, I curse you not to die easily. Why? Why aren't you willing to let us go? Woo, I don't want to die. The sounds of panic, despair, curses, and so on echoed in the sky. At this moment, Lin Wudao could clearly feel that there was a lot of hateful gaze falling on him, wishing to devour him alive and then turn to ashes. Regarding this, he was completely unmoved, without sympathy or any mercy. The undead knight was crazily slaughtering while following behind, constantly collecting corpses from the ground into a bronze coffin or a corpse refining furnace for burial. In less than half an hour, the 8,000 disciples of the Xuantian Sword Palace were completely slaughtered. No one is alive. Hiss, looking at the scene of a sea of corpses and blood in the purgatory in front of him, Moro Mountain, who was watching from afar, also took a deep breath of air and his eyes were filled with unprecedented shock. He was frightened by Lin Wudao's cruelty. It's too scary. The Xuantian Sword Palace is a famous and powerful force in the Qingtian domain. In the blink of an eye, it was destroyed. The city lord. Is he so terrifying? Murong Mountain's heart trembled. In my heart, the reverence for Lin Wudao reached an unprecedented level. Actually, Lin Wudao was not interested in following Murong Mountain's reaction. Go and retrieve all the resources from the treasure trove of the Xuantian Sword Palace from this seat. Suddenly, a plain voice reached Murong Mountain's ears. Yes. Murong Mountain dared not hesitate and immediately rushed towards the direction of the treasure trove at the fastest speed. For his convenience, Lin Wudao also sent the undead knight over. And he himself arrived at the Xuantian Hall. Start counting the gains this time. End of this chapter. Chapter 2:14. Forge Extreme Weapons. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2:14 Forge Extreme Weapons. For the harvest, what Lin Wudao values the most is, of course, the return of the buried copper coffin after collecting the body. This is the confidence he relies on for survival. Ding, you have collected the body of Lu Daoting and obtained the Dharma. Xuantian Refining Weapon Technique. After being strengthened tenfold by the system, you have obtained the Dharma. Zhou Tian Refining Weapon Technique. You have collected the body of Ji Baiming and obtained 10 million top-grade spirit stones. After 10 times strengthening the system, you have obtained 100 million top-grade spirit stones. You have collected Sun Buhui's body and obtained 10 years of cultivation. After being strengthened tenfold by the system, you have obtained the opponent's 100 years of cultivation. Unfortunately, you didn't get anything. Many system prompts sound in my mind. Boom. 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 As the collection of corpses progressed, Lin Wudao gained many years of cultivation, and as a result, surging forces appeared in his body out of thin air. Make his strength constantly soar. In just a moment, the shackles were broken and one stepped into the realm of heaven. And this is just the beginning. The corpses of powerful individuals in the divine power and divine mansion realms were collected one by one. Lin Wudao didn't know if it was due to luck or because the system was so benevolent that he had been drawn to cultivation many times in a row. Although it's only a few months, a few years, and at most not more than 10 years, the victory lies in the many times. Dong in the end, under the infusion of the majestic cultivation of the undead, Lin Wudao spared countless years of hard work, and his cultivation reached the early stage of nirvana. Now, with his cultivation in the realm of nirvana, combined with the stone of origin, the great emperor's dharma, pure land of all heavens, and his own first-order heavenly Tao supreme body, the explosive power of war is simply not too strong. Even when facing powerful individuals in the realm of divine power, one can remain fearless at all. Not to mention, he also holds an extremely ancient spiritual weapon in his hand. Think of it here. Lin Wudao spread out his hands and saw a brilliant brilliance blooming in front of him. Many valuable treasures, such as the Shangqing Baoding and the De Huang Prisoner Tower, were presented. This time, after the destruction of the Xuantian Sword Palace, he obtained 1 Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon, in addition to 12 Huangdao Ancient Spirit Weapons of different qualities. Just these things are of great value. In addition to his cultivation and a group of ancient spirit soldiers, Lin Wudao also gained over 12 million yuan in qi luck during the collection of corpses. It can be said that the real Daifengshu, salad of assorted fresh vegetables. Name: Lin Wudao. Identity: Evil City Lord. Cultivation: early stage of Nirvana realm qualification. Excellent talent: Eye of the Gods. Constitution: Heavenly Tao Supreme Body, Level 1, Cultivation Techniques. The Classic of the Wild Emperor, and the Classic of Crossing the Aegean World. Ordinary Volume. Skill: Pure Land of All Heavens, Beginner, Tianlong Big Handprint, Xiaocheng, Ding Tian Fa Mantra, De Cheng, Mastery of Mastery, De Sheng, Soul Searching Technique, De Shang, Zhou Tian Refining Weapon Technique, De Cheng, Items. Burial Bronze Coffin, Origin Stone, Hidden Corpse Map, Great Wilderness Cauldron, Earth-Shaking Bell, Avoiding Heavenly Cloak, Various Heavenly Masks, Great Silence Sword Talisman, Tai Yi Feng Shui Zhu, Power Stone, Heavenly Dao Divine Talisman, Great Wilderness Prisoner Tower, Shangqing Treasure Cauldron Lifetime. 21086 Qi Yun Value. For 2865000 new character information has come into view. Compared to before, our strength has become stronger and our heritage has also increased significantly. Lin Wudao is still quite satisfied with this result. Nowadays, the Great Wilderness Cauldron is no longer able to bring me tremendous combat power. It seems that the weapons I use should also undergo a brand new upgrade. Glancing over the item list, Lin Wudao pondered silently. The Huang Ding, although the top-level Extreme Dao Spirit Weapon, can no longer keep up with his strength, and has just obtained an Extreme Dao Ancient Spirit Weapon. It's just perfect for strengthening and upgrading. Can the system synthesize the Shangqing Baoding into the Dahuang Ding? Sure. Host's note. The level and level of the Dahuang Ding are too low, and the difference between them and the Shangqing Baoding is too great. The two are not items of the same level at all. Only treasures of the same level can blend with each other and improve their quality if the host chooses to synthesize the Shangqing Baoding into the Dahuang Ding. After synthesis, the level of the Dahuang Ding will only reach the level of the Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon and the quality is still the lowest. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a waste of an extreme weapon if I synthesized them? Lin Wudao frowned. He felt that doing so was a bit of a loss. After all, the Great Wilderness Cauldron was also the one that he used a lot of extreme weapons to elevate to the highest quality today, and it took him a lot of effort. Lin Wudao also has a certain emotional attachment to it. Easy to use. The most crucial thing is that the Great Wilderness Cauldron is the iconic weapon of his unethical trio. The Dahuang Ding represents his identity. Actually, according to Lin Wudao's plan, his identity as the evil lord and the wicked trio needs to be completely separated. One in the bright, one in the dark. Two identities, not affecting each other, yet achieving each other. In addition, the most important thing is not to make others doubt the identity of the unethical trio, which is the evil city lord. In that way, he's equivalent to being exposed. So, two identities require preparing two different sets of weapons and skills. The Great Wilderness Cauldron is naturally prepared for the identity of a wicked trio, and his identity as the evil lord of the city requires finding another powerful weapon. This Shangqing Baoding is the treasure of the Shangqing Sword Palace, which has been passed down for more than 9,000 years. It must have been well known by major forces both inside and outside the Qingtian domain. If I take it out and use it as an unethical trio, it will inevitably arouse suspicion. But if we combine it with the Great Wilderness Cauldron, it will cause a huge waste. What should we do? Lin Wudao was caught in a dilemma. Ding, may I ask if the host needs the system to provide a forgery service? Suddenly, a system beep sounded. Forgery. Upon hearing these two words, Lin Wudao felt somewhat puzzled. System, what do you mean by forging? Literal meaning. The host can consume a certain amount of qi and then use the power of the system to remake the Shangqing Baoding, or forge it into the appearance of other precious treasures. After forging, the original attributes of the treasure will not be changed, and no one in the world can see the clues. Do you still have such functions? Lin Wudao looked surprised. However, the system's words actually solved his problem. If he could forge the Shangqing Baoding, then he could save the Dahuang Ding. System, how much qi does it take to forge the appearance of the Shangqing Baoding into the Dahuang Ding? 1 billion so many. Lin Wudao's face suddenly turned black. This dog system is indeed beneficial and cannot get up early. How can he fake all the qi points on his body now that he doesn't have a billion? How much qi can one gain by sacrificing the Great Wilderness Cauldron? 8 million, no more only 8 million. Lin Wudao's face darkened once again. Sacrifice. Congratulations host, you have sacrificed the top. Quality Jidao Spirit Weapon Dahuang Ding and obtained 8 million chi points. Name. Lin Wudao. Chi Yun value 50865000. Although 8 million is a bit less, it's better than wasting it for nothing. Next, I just hope that the treasure trove of Xuantian Sword Palace can give some strength. Lin Wudao secretly sighed. Say it. So he patiently waited. Half a day later, Muro Mountain arrived at the Shangqing Hall and presented an ancient spiritual ring to Lin Wudao. Report to the Lord, as per your instructions, I have taken all the resources from the treasure trove of the Xuantian Sword Palace. Please take a look. Very good. Lin Wudao's divine mind scanned and indeed discovered a massive amount of resources inside the spirit ring. Shoo! Under great joy, he immediately bestowed upon Muro Mountain a top-notch humanitarian ancient spirit weapon as a reward. You stay outside and don't disturb our seat. Yes. With a respectful bow, Muro Mountain left the Shangqing Hall with infinite gratitude. System, all resources in this spiritual ring have been sacrificed. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained 500 million chi points. 500 million. Upon hearing this result, Lin Wudao nodded. Not too happy, not too unhappy. Subsequently, with a big wave of his hand, he spent 100 million chi points directly, forging the appearance of the Shangqing Baoding into the Dahuang Ding, and its true attributes have not changed in any way. Besides that, Lin Wudao was also surprised to find that after systematic forgery, this ancient spiritual weapon of the extreme path had been completely refined and branded with his soul. That is to say, he can completely control the great wilderness cauldron. When it comes to power, he has a stone of strength, and his strength never runs out. As for the terrifying ultimate power, he has an indestructible physical body that cannot harm him. Therefore, Lin Wudao has become the only person in the world who completely controls an ancient spiritual weapon in the Nirvana realm. When calculated in this way, 1 billion is not unjustified. He nodded secretly. This saved him countless times and energy. These things, but their luck value cannot be bought. After forging the Shangqing Baoding into the Dahuang Ding, Lin Wudao's gaze swept over the many imperial ancient spiritual weapons in front of him. Finally, he picked up a doomsday sword. This imperial ancient spirit weapon, although only of medium quality, can release an invincible apocalyptic sword energy, and its power is comparable to that of a superior imperial ancient spirit weapon. Subsequently, based on it, Lin Wudao has absorbed the essence of 9 ancient spiritual soldiers of the imperial way, which is to improve its quality from the middle to the top. At the same time, he also consumed about 80 million chi points. Although I earn a lot, I also spend it quickly. End of this chapter. Chapter 215. The Request of Penglai Family. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 215. The Request of Penglai Family. After counting the gains, Lin Wudao did not immediately leave the Shangqing Sword Palace. But rather, I plan to stay here for a while longer. The collapse of the Shangqing Sword Palace will surely disturb the entire Qingzang realm and even the entire Qingtian domain. It won't be long before many powerful forces come to investigate the news. Lin Wudao's idea is to take advantage of the collapse of the Shangqing Sword Palace to declare the magnificent power of the City of Evil to the entire Qingtian domain and even the Great Wilderness. Believe it or not, with the warning from the previous experience of the Shangqing Sword Palace, if there are any powerful forces who want to move the City of Evil, they need to carefully consider as far as I can remember. Lin Wudao immediately sat cross-legged in the Shangqing Hall, then took out the corpse melting furnace and began melting the large number of corpses stored inside. Although the owners of these corpses had relatively weak cultivation during their lifetime, however, even if mosquitoes are small, they are still meat and can absorb some strength, which is also good. It's better than him practicing alone. That's it. As Lin Wudao sank into cultivation, time also quickly passed by. Soon. Half a month has passed. Nowadays. Outside the ruins of the Xuantian Sword Palace, tens of thousands of cultivators had already gathered, each with their eyes wide open, staring at the scene before them in disbelief. In the crowd, there is shock, disbelief, panic, fear, hiss, the Xuantian Sword Palace has really been destroyed. How terrifying is Lin Wudao from the city of Sin. The Xuantian Sword Palace has been passed down for 9,000 years, but its foundation and strength are not weak, and it can't stop him alone. People with great influence are shocked. Isn't the Xuantian Sword Palace guarded by the legendary Jidao ancient spirit soldiers? How could it be destroyed by Lin Wudao in the blink of an eye? Who knows? Is there a possibility that the Xuantian Sword Palace, after using extreme weapons, is not a match for Lin Wudao? If that's the case, it would be too scary. The overwhelming voices of discussion echoed one after another. Although many people are shocked by the sudden downfall of the Xuantian Sword Palace in their hearts, they are still more skeptical. They all want to figure out what level of strength Lin Wudao has reached. Xuantian Hall. Lin Wudao ignored the shock and discussion from the outside world. For the past half-month, he has been devoting himself to smelting the corpse, and strands of essence are constantly extracted through the filtration of the smelting furnace. Then, integrate into his body. The corpses in the refining furnace include over 8,000 cultivators from the Dragon Burial Secret Realm, 100,000 people from the Sin City, and 8,000 disciples from the Xuantian Sword Palace Boom. As the last corpse was melted, Lin Wudao's cultivation finally advanced to the middle stage of the Nirvana realm. He is not very satisfied with this result. However. But there aren't too many complaints either. After all, the cultivation of those corpses is very low, and they can't squeeze out any oil or water at all. 1/10 of the essence is extracted from the corpse refining furnace, and there is little left. Moreover, the further one reaches the end of cultivation, the greater the gap between different realms. It's already great to be able to break through to the middle of the Nirvana realm. Come here. Feeling his own strength, Lin Wudao called out softly. Farewell to the Lord. Murong Mountain appeared in front of him at the fastest speed possible. His demeanor was extremely respectful. How long has it been since I practiced this time? Report to the Lord. As of today, it has been no more, no less, exactly half a month. Half a month. Upon hearing this, Lin Wudao nodded. Immediately. His powerful divine mind swept through the outside world and immediately discovered the figures of a large number of cultivators. Lord, there are many people coming outside. Moreover, it seems that they are all powerful forces outside the Qingxang realm. Moreover, based on the understanding of the villains during this period, the origin of the Xuantian Sword Palace is somewhat complicated. It is said that it has a strong connection with Wuliang Sword City. Murong Mountain pondered for a while and mustered the courage to say. Wuliang Sword City. Lin Wudao raised his eyebrows slightly. This is already the second time he has heard of the Infinite Sword City. Wuliang Sword City, very strong. Yes. Murong Shan nodded. Lord, I have heard that Wuliang Sword City is a top giant in the wilderness, with a heritage of over 10,000 years, and its power and heritage are incredibly powerful. In the Great Wilderness, only major powers such as the Taiching Taoist School, the Tai Taoist School, and the Zhenwu Temple can compare with it. The inheritance of the Xuantian Sword Palace mostly comes from the Infinite Sword City. Murong Mountain subtly reminded. Obviously. He was worried that Lin Wudao would destroy the Xuantian Sword Palace and face retaliation from the Wuliang Sword City. After all, compared to the Infinite Sword City, the Xuantian Sword Palace can only be considered as an ant-like existence, and cannot be put on the table at all. That ancient and powerful force is beyond his imagination. Therefore, Murong Mountain's heart was filled with fear and worry. Compared to him, Lin Wudao's expression was very calm and composed, with no ripples visible on his cold and stern face. Is it the Infinite Sword City? Not long after, this seat will also step on it. A indifferent voice slowly spread out. Ah! Will we also destroy the Infinite Sword City in the future? Suddenly hearing these words, Muro Mountain's heart was shaken. It seems that the lord of the city is even more powerful than I imagined. He took a deep breath in secret. Say it. Under the gaze of many cultivators, he navigated the spiritual boat and transformed into a stream of light soaring into the sky. In just a blink of an eye, he left the realm of the Xuantian Sword Palace. 2 days later, Lin Wudao returned to the city of Sin. Just as I sat down, a guard came to report to the lord of the city, someone claiming to be from the Penglai family is seeking an audience. Have you finally arrived? Upon hearing this name, Lin Wudao's eyes were filled with a faint sense of suspicion and curiosity. He was curious to know what the purpose was for, which was to make the Penglai aristocratic family, who had never been involved in worldly affairs, take action to rescue Han Qingxue and others. Please come in. Yes. The guards should be respectful. Soon. He brought a large group of people to the main hall of the Lord's mansion led by Lin Wudao was a middle-aged man with an elegant temperament, whose cultivation was in the early stages of the divine mansion realm. Among the people Lin Wudao came into contact with, he could not be considered powerful. In addition to him, there was also a stunning white-clad woman who did not indulge in worldly pleasures, as well as a purple-clad girl full of spiritual aura following behind. Further back. It's Han Qingxue, Zhao Mang, and 11 mourners that Lin Wudao is familiar with. Farewell to the Lord. Young master, when they saw Lin Wudao, Zhao Mang and Han Qingxue immediately paid their respects, but their faces were full of shame and they dared not look up at Lin Wudao. Get up. This incident is not your fault. Liu Qinghe killed 100,000 people in my evil city. I have already avenged him, and from now on, there will be no higher Qingjian palace in the Qingtian domain. The indifferent figure sounded softly. What? Has the Xuantian Sword Palace been destroyed? Suddenly hearing these words, Han Qingxue and Zhao Mang's faces showed a look of shock. Obviously. This news has a great impact on them. Only Xiao Jinglun and others from the Penglai family were present, maintaining a calm and composed expression. However, in the depths of my eyes, a hint of shock still passed by, although Xiao Zi had already predicted before, when he truly heard the news of the downfall of the Xuantian Sword Palace, Xiao Jinglun couldn't help but feel shocked. Lin Wudao is even more mysterious and powerful than he imagined. You guys go down first. Speaking. Lin Wudao gave Han Qingxue and Zhao Mang the Great Zhou Heavenly Pill he had previously obtained, and then gave each of them a Humanitarian Ancient Spirit Weapon. After they retreated with gratitude, Lin Wudao turned his gaze to Xiao Jinglun and others. Thank you very much, Chief Xiao, for your help this time. Otherwise, these subordinates here may have an inevitable fate of dying. You're welcome, Lord. Some trivial matters are not worth mentioning. Moreover, even without my intervention, with the strong physical strength of the 11 people under the city lord's command, Marquis Liu Qinghe could not have killed them. To be honest, I'm a bit too much to take action. Xiao Jinglun smiled and said. Regarding this, Lin Wudao shook his head. Although the 11 mourners were indestructible in flesh, their strength was extremely weak, making it impossible to resist the powerful power of Marquis Liu Qinghe. If it weren't for Xiao Jinglun's intervention to save them, Han Qingxue and Zhao Mang would inevitably have died. He needs to repay this favor. Chief Xiao has understood the danger of my subordinates' lives. I wonder if there is any place in this seat that can help the Penglai family. Well, to be honest, this time we came to the city of Sin to seek help from the Lord. Speaking of business. Xiao Jinglun's expression also became solemn. The clan leader said it's okay. As long as Lin can help, he will definitely not refuse. Lin Wudao said lightly. Hear the words. Xiao Jingluan's worries in his heart were immediately reduced significantly. It's like this, in a few days it will be the day when Taicang ancestral land opens. At that time, my Penglai family wants to ask the city lord for help to go to Taicang ancestral land and rescue one of our ancestors. After the completion of the task, my Penglai family is willing to offer a very ancient spiritual weapon as a reward. Xiao Jingluan said sincerely. Taicang ancestral land. Upon hearing these words, Lin Wudao's lips immediately lifted a faint smile. Coincidentally. Next, he happens to be going to Taicang ancestral land however. Surprisingly, the Penglai family still has the Jidao ancient spirit soldier. What is the status of the so-called ancestors who can be sacrificed for this? What kind of strength? Think of this. Lin Wudao couldn't help but ponder. End of this chapter. Chapter 216. Complete Demon Emperor Map. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 216 Complete Demon Emperor Map. Penglai Divine Clan. Lin Wudao scanned the three of Xiao Jingluan with the eyes of a deity and suddenly discovered an incredible information that they actually originated from the ancient Penglai divine clan. Inside, there is a noble divine lineage flowing. He is a true descendant of the divine race. This Penglai aristocratic family is truly extraordinary. No wonder they can bring out the Extreme Dao Ancient Spirit Weapon. Seeing their identities, Lin Wudao no longer doubted them. But anyone who can be called a divine race must have a great divine power above the true God sitting there, completely detached from the realm of human life. Both lifespan and one's own destiny will undergo tremendous sublimation. God and mortals are two completely different concepts. Although, after experiencing the changes of time and era, the once glorious Penglai divine clan has declined, but the Penglai family has preserved a part of its inheritance. The heritage it possesses is also unimaginable. They have ancestors who were trapped in the ancestral land of Taicang. That place, but it has existed for at least 80,000 years. It can be seen from this. The inheritance time of the Penglai family is definitely starting from 10,000 years. Think of this. Lin Wudao's mind became lively. He is considering the pros and cons of this matter. Xiao clan chief, regarding the matter of going to the ancestral land of Taicang to rescue your ancestors of the Penglai family, I have agreed. But don't be too happy too early either. The ancestral land of Taicang is treacherous and unpredictable. It is said to contain great terror. If given the opportunity, we will do our best. Whether we can succeed or not depends on fate. After a long time, Lin Wudao spoke calmly. Hear the words. Xiao Jingluan, Xiao Yiren, and Xiao Zi all had smiles on their faces. Thank you very much, Lord. With the help of the city lord, we will definitely be able to rescue our ancestors in our clan this time. He expressed great gratitude. The Penglai family, inherited from the ancient Penglai divine race, has a pure bloodline of people who can predict good or bad fortune. This time, they came to the city of Sin because of the observation of Xiao Zi's Eye of Qi. In the past, Xiao Zi once said, "If there are nobles in the north, Penglai can thrive." So, Xiao Jingluan personally led her all the way north. Finally, coming to the city of Sin. If not unexpected, the evil city lord Lin Wudao is the noble person they have been waiting for in the Penglai family. With his help, they can definitely rescue the ancestors who were once trapped. Therefore, only after hearing Lin Wudao's promise to help did Xiao Jingluan show such joy and excitement. Lin Wudao had no expression on his reaction. Now, he suddenly thought of something interesting, that Chief Xiao, this half-map of the sleeping place of the sky-breaking demon emperor that I heard of 10,000 years ago happened to be collected by the Penglai family. I don't know, but is the map still there? The map of the place where the demon emperor sleeps. Upon hearing these words, Xiao Jingluan immediately frowned and began to ponder hard. Finally, She shook her head in confusion. City Lord, as far as I know, there is no map of the sleeping place of the sky-splitting demon emperor in my Penglai family. Xiao Jingluan replied in a deep voice. No. This answer surprised Lin Wudao quite a bit. Is it? That bastard Zhao Zichen is deceiving me. Just thinking about this. His eyes suddenly burst into waves of fierce light. Obviously. Lin Wudao has already activated the killing machine. Clan Chief, you're wrong. The half-map of the sleeping place of the sky-splitting demon emperor is indeed within my Penglai family. Just as Lin Wudao was thinking about how to settle accounts with Zhao Zichen, Xiao Zi, who was silent beside him, suddenly spoke up. Shua. As her voice sounded, Lin Wudao's eyes instantly fell on Xiao Jingluan. The same. Xiao Jingluan, who was full of confusion, also looked at Xiao Zi with a skeptical gaze. Zi, what did you say? I said that half of the map of the sleeping place of the sky-splitting demon emperor is indeed in my Penglai family. The little one repeated it again. Impossible. I have been in charge of the Penglai family for 500 years, and I have a clear understanding of everything in the treasure trove. However, I have never seen a map of the place where the demon emperor sleeps. Xiao Jingluan retorted. No one knows the family background of the Penglai family better than him. Clan leader, you're wrong again. I'm talking about the Penglai family, but I didn't mention that the map is hidden in the treasure trove. Ah. Not in the treasury. Xiao Jingluan became increasingly puzzled. Actually, the last half of the map is on Irene's sister. What? On me. Upon hearing these words, not only Xiao Jingluan, but also Xiao Irene was stunned. How come I don't know, what map do I have on me? Wow. Under suspicion, she immediately poured out many items from the spirit ring and carefully searched for them. No matter how they searched, they couldn't find the map of the so-called sleeping place of the splitting sky demon emperor. Z, where is the map you mentioned? Shu. Just as Xiao Jingluan was about to ask, suddenly Lin Wudao, sitting upright in his seat, seemed to have noticed something. I saw him grab it with a big hand, and an ancient sword immediately fell into his hands. Qingxue Ancient Sword. Watching Lin Wudao's actions, Xiao Irene couldn't help but be taken aback. This sword is a humanitarian ancient spirit weapon. And it was still the coming-of-age gift that Xiao Jingluan gave her back then is the map hidden inside the Qingxue Ancient Sword. Xiao Irene and Xiao Jingluan exchanged a glance, both feeling incredulous. Just as they were amazed, Lin Wudao had already taken out the Doomsday Sword and raised his hand to slay it onto the Qingxue Ancient Sword, with a sharp edge that directly cut off the blade. I see, it's hollow inside. Subsequently, in their surprised gaze, Lin Wudao picked out an ancient map from the hollow sword body. Did you really find it? Xiao Irene and Xiao Jingluan looked at each other. They also did not expect that such secrets were still hidden within this ordinary Qingxue Ancient Sword. If it weren't for Xiao Zi and Lin Wudao, I'm afraid they would never know after all. This Qingxue Ancient Sword, both father and daughter have had contact with it. But I didn't find anything unusual. Lord, is this what you are looking for? Lin Wudao nodded lightly. This half of the map hidden in the Qingxue Ancient Sword is indeed the lower part of the splitting sky scroll. And it's the original. Now, 2 original maps have already fallen into his hands. Chief Xiao, this picture is of great use to me. I wonder if it's possible to sever love. I am willing to offer a superior imperial ancient spiritual weapon as an exchange. Lin Wudao's eyes were burning. Hear the words. Xiao Jingluan laughed heartily. The Lord is speaking too seriously. It's just a fragmented picture. For my Penglai family, even if I have it in my hands, it won't be of much use. If the Lord needs it, just take it. Even if it's my Penglai family, let's make friends with the city lord with this item, hehe. Xiao Jingluan said nonchalantly. Okay. From today on, the Penglai family will be my friends in the city of Sin. I will definitely do my best to help the clan leader seek help. Lin Wudao said seriously. Say it. After chatting for a while, Xiao Jingluan stood up and said goodbye. After they left, Lin Wudao immediately pieced together the two maps accompanied by bursts of brilliance. After a moment, a brand new map appeared in front of Lin Wudao. Besides, accompanied by a towering demonic aura. Upon closer inspection, the location of the Demon Emperor's sleeping place still points towards the North Sea. However, this time, there were some extra details. Only see. Those intricate and complex roots eventually intertwined into a pattern of an ancient demon. What kind of monster is this? Lin Wudao frowned. He has never seen the big demon shape on the map. It seems like we need to ask the crazy Taoist. He should know. As far as this is concerned. Lin Wudao immediately summoned 11 mourners, intending to enhance their strength and rush to Panlong Ancient City as soon as possible. Buzzing however, at this moment, the invitation letter from the mad Taoist was once again shaken. Brother Ren, come and help me, those bastards from the great Xia dynasty have come over and threatened to avenge Yen Wuk. In addition, they have also brought in those dogs from the Alliance of Righteousness who say. A message was presented on the invitation letter. Has the great Xia dynasty finally arrived? However. What is that Justice League? Boom. Under suspicion, he immediately immersed his mind in his clone located in the Dragon Burial Secret Realm. End of this chapter. Chapter 217. The Alliance of the Just, Zhen Bufan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 217 The Alliance of the Just, Zhen Bufan. When Lin Wudao's consciousness woke up from his clone, he suddenly felt a strong smell of blood entering his nose. Take a closer look. I saw a large number of cultivators' corpses piled up in the open space in front of him. These both mad Taoist and Qin Daofu have worked tirelessly during this half-month period. At first glance, Lin Wudao discovered a total of 136 corpses, including over 100 corpses, with cultivation reaching above the realm of the Divine Mansion. Even there are 3 powerful beings in the Divine Realm. The rest are all creatures below the realm of the Divine Mansion. However, my cultivation has also reached the Nirvana realm. Watching such a huge harvest, even Lin Wudao couldn't help but feel surprised. It seems that the other Shore Divine Flower is really very attractive. He murmured to himself. Boom. Just as he was surprised, suddenly, in the 3rd layer of the secret realm, a deafening roar came from the space. At the same time, accompanied by an extremely powerful influence. Obviously, in the distance, there are strong men engaged in a crazy battle. If nothing unexpected happens, it should be people from the great Xia dynasty. Shua. With a big wave of his hand, he temporarily collected all the corpses on the ground into the system space, and then Lin Wudao stepped out and disappeared in place. When it reappears, it has already arrived at the battlefield. At this moment, Mad Taoist and Qin Daofu were standing not far from the undead knight, looking a bit anxious. Half a month no see, their strength has undergone tremendous changes. Crazy Taoist, you have reached the early stage of nirvana. The lifespan has also skyrocketed to 58,000 years. It's truly a step up. Compared to him, Qin Daofu has also undergone significant changes. Because he has surpassed too many strong individuals, his cultivation has directly reached the great perfection of the Nirvana realm, not far from breaking the shackles and stepping into the Divine Mansion realm. However, even so, they dare not participate in the battle before them. Boom boom. Looking up, I saw 18 powerful figures crazily attacking 9 undead knights in the 3rd layer of the vast secret realm. Among them, there are 3 powerful beings in the divine realm. Ancestor of the great Xia dynasty, Yanqing Mountain. De xia yu tian si, de si zhu shui wen tian. Justice Alliance member, Zhen Bufan. The divine eye scanned and immediately presented information about the three of them. Among them, Yanqing Mountain is the most powerful. His cultivation has reached the peak of the divine power realm, while Xuantian and Zhen Bufan only have the initial strength of the divine power realm. Originally, even with their strength, they are unable to confront the undead knights in that divine realm. However, in the hands of Jiang Qingxue, there is also a top-notch Imperial Ancient Spiritual Weapon. With the immense power bestowed upon it by treasures, Jiang Qingxue's combat power is barely on par with the powerful ones in the realm of divine power. In this way, in addition, Xuantian and Zhen Bufan were able to fight against the undead knights and vaguely gained the upper hand. See this scene. Lin Wudao frowned and quietly appeared beside the mad Taoist and Qin Daofu. Who is that Justice League? He asked directly. Ah. Brother Ren. Upon hearing Lin Wudao's voice, the mad Taoist and Qin Daofu instantly turned their gaze to him, and their faces also burst into smiles. Lin Wudao has arrived, so they can rest assured. Brother Ren, also known as the Justice Alliance, is a very mysterious and powerful organization. It is said that there are many internal members, all of whom are arrogant or powerful. The Justice Alliance, as the name suggests, is a mysterious organization that upholds justice, maintains human order, and suppresses all kinds of crooked ways in the world. They always regard themselves as righteous and take it as their responsibility to slay demons and eliminate demons. I heard that the Justice League has a very treacherous place where as long as we uphold human justice, we can increase our cultivation and strength. This time, the people of the Xia dynasty, I don't know where they found Zhen Bufan from the Justice Alliance, hoping to eliminate our unethical trio. Thus, uphold human justice. The crazy Taoist sneered coldly. The more just a person is, the stronger their cultivation strength is. Upon hearing this introduction, Lin Wudao's eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. He didn't expect that this so-called Justice League would also be so magical, so bizarre. Moreover, it was specifically designed for the three of them. Think of it here. Lin Wudao's eyes suddenly showed a hint of interest. Let me test the strength of this Justice Messenger. Boom. As the words fell, he swung his sleeve suddenly, and the undead knight from the divine realm joined the battlefield in an instant. He raised his hand and struck Zhen Bufan with a fierce sword. Bang! Suddenly caught off guard, Zhen Bufan was thrown out with a sword and landed heavily 100 feet away. This sword, even a cultivator in the divine realm, will die. However, to Lin Wudao's great surprise, when the powerful sword of the undead knight struck Zhen Bufan, he did not suffer any harm. Cough. After a slight cough, Zhen Bufan stood up again like a normal person. Oh, what a powerful physical body! Lin Wudao exclaimed in surprise. Zhen's extraordinary performance surprised him all. Since entering the cultivation world, Lin Wudao has seen many cultivators, but it is the first time he has seen someone with such a powerful physical body. Brother Ren, every member of the Justice Alliance is a monster. They don't know what kind of body refining method they have practiced. Almost everyone's physical body has been refined to an incredibly powerful level, and ordinary attacks cannot break through defense. For example, in front of me is Zhen Bufan. Although his cultivation is only in the early stage of the divine power realm, his physical body is so powerful that it can be as powerful as half a god. The crazy Taoist said in a resentful voice. He digs graves, and the alliance with the righteous is a natural enemy. Therefore, for Zhen Bufan, he naturally wished to kill him. It's just that. Zhen Bufan's physical body is indeed too strong, and he has no choice. Half god on equal footing. Upon hearing these words, Lin Wudao was also secretly shocked. Shua. Just as they were discussing, suddenly a cold and murderous gaze swept over them. Surprisingly, Zhen Bufan. Are all the unethical trios here? Since we met today, let's get rid of all of you together, so as not to continue to do evil and harm people everywhere. A flat voice slowly came through. Boom. As he spoke, he saw Zhen Bufan wielding an ancient blue sword and charging fiercely towards Lin Wudao and the others. See the situation. Lin Wudao's eyes were also filled with fierce light. Dong. Just as Zhen Bufan rushed to the front, he lifted his hand and directly offered the great wilderness cauldron. In an instant, a powerful extreme power erupted, enveloping the entire dragon burial secret realm. Town. With a big hand pressing against the void, the great wilderness cauldron, carrying its immense power, crazily marched towards Zhen Bufan to suppress it. Jidao Ancient Spirit Soldier. Zhen Bufan looked surprised. Boom. Just as he was stunned, Lin Wudao was controlling the great wilderness cauldron and had already fiercely collided with him. Bang! The mighty power of the extreme path erupted, wanting to directly destroy Zhen Bufan however. What shocked the mad Taoist and his companions was that although Zhen Bufan was thrown out, his blood splattered across the void, making him look very miserable. However, his physical body was not destroyed. Not dead. Lin Wudao squinted his eyes. Buzzing just as he was preparing to pursue the victory, Zhen Bufan, who had been knocked out before, appeared behind him strangely. In the name of justice, I will kill you and eliminate evil. A voice full of sacred aura suddenly sounded. Boom. Say it. Zhen Bufan gave a fierce smile and then fiercely slashed the blue sword in his hand onto Lin Wudao's body. However, what he couldn't believe was that the big sword in his hand pierced through Lin Wudao's body without causing any harm to him. Are you an external incarnation? Zhen Bufan widened his eyes. Bang! Just as he was shocked, Lin Wudao fell a spell of the heavenly fixing technique and easily squeezed his neck. I heard that your physical body is very powerful, enough to be on par with a demigod. What, you want to kill me? Not bad. I want to give it a try. Humph, it's not me boasting. With my physical body, it's impossible to kill me unless you're a true god. Even when pinched by his neck, Zhen Bufan remained calm. Regarding this, Lin Wudao's mouth curved into a strange smile. Subsequently, he turned his gaze to Qin Daofu in the distance. Qin Daofu, lend me your golden spear to use. Okay. Upon hearing the sound, Qin Daofu waved his hand and an ancient golden spear instantly tore through the air, falling into the hands of Lin Wudao. At the moment of seeing the golden spear, Zhen Bufan, who was once invincible, instantly changed his face. Is this divine power? Have your spear ever been stained with true divine blood? How could this? How could it be? How could you have such a thing? Zhen Bufan was shocked and pale. In an instant, his eyes showed an incredibly strong sense of panic and fear. However, Lin Wudao was not used to him. He immediately held Qin Daofu's golden spear and fiercely stabbed his body. End of this chapter. Chapter 218. Taishan Body Refining Technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 218. Taishan Body Refining Technique. Zhen Bufan's physical body is very powerful. Even can withstand the suppression and attacks of the extreme ancient spirit soldiers, comparable to half-gods. However, this powerful physical body, under the sharpness of Qin Daofu's golden spear, is as fragile as paper hiss. With just a gentle thrust, the golden spear broke through Zhen Bufan's physical defense and pierced through his body. In an instant, crimson blood spurted out. Next up, Zhen Bufan's aura of life is like a crazy fall at a speed visible to the naked eye. Lin Wudao is not a good person. Kill with one strike. Never give anyone any chance. Especially, Zhen Bufan is still his arch-nemesis. It seems that your physical body is not really that strong. I didn't even exert force, just a gentle poke, and you're going to die. I'm so disappointed. Lin Wudao chuckled and chuckled. Speaking. His arms suddenly shook, and the powerful force rushed into Zhen Bufan's body like a flood, directly shattering his muscles, bones, and flesh. You. So ruthless. However, don't be too happy too early. My organization will help me seek revenge. Zhen Bufan roared ferociously. Revenge. Upon hearing this word, Lin Wudao gave a cold smile. Well, I'll wait. Coincidentally, our unethical trio and your righteous alliance are natural enemies. In the future, either you will kill us or we will kill you. Although let the righteous envoys in your organization come over, we will always be there to the end. A plain voice slowly spread out. Say it. Lin Wudao is about to completely end Zhen Bufan. Brother Ren, wait a minute. I'll take my life first. At least this guy is also a strong person in the divine realm. Don't waste it, hee. The crazy Taoist approached with a cruel smile. Subsequently, he directly applied the Great Tomb Supreme technique to Zhen Bufan, and in just 10 breath time, he drained all the remaining lifespan from Zhen Bufan's body. In the end, we gained a lifespan of 2,200 years. Being young is good, hee. The crazy Taoist showed an incredibly brilliant smile on his face. Next, it's your turn. Shua. In an instant, 3 pairs of cold eyes fell on Jiang Qingxue, Xuantian, and others in the distance. At this point, faced with the attack of the undead knights in the divine realm, they had no resistance at all. With just one encounter, the 15 divine realms under their command were completely killed. Especially, as the righteous envoys they relied on, Zhen Bufan was ruthlessly killed, which made Jiang Qingxue and his companions panic. This place is not suitable for staying long, let's go. He roared wildly. Say it. Yanqing Mountain immediately needs to use a secret technique to escape the dragon burial secret realm. However, how could Lin Wudao let him achieve his wish? Shoo. Just as Jiang Qingxue was about to manipulate the secret technique, suddenly, a brilliant golden light tore through the air, enveloping him with a terrifying force, and landed on him. Ah! With a mournful scream, Jiang Qingxue was completely nailed to the ground by a golden spear at the same time. The Grand Master Xuantian was also ruthlessly suppressed by the undead knight and his head was cut off with a sword. Alas, it's a pity to have 2 divine power realms. However, these 2 old things are already decaying and old, and I don't think they can extract any oil or water from their bodies anymore. Looking at the corpses of Jiang Qingxue and Xuantian, the mad Taoist felt a bit regretful. That way seems to have missed a billion. Regarding this, Lin Wudao didn't care so much. The lifespan absorbed by the mad Taoist during this period has exceeded 60,000 years, which is enough for him to dig a tomb for a long time. If he absorbs 2 less, it won't be a problem. Next, get down to business. Then, start dividing the accounts. Lin Wudao threw the golden spear to Qin Daofu and said. Hear the words. A brilliant smile appeared on both faces. They have been waiting for this moment for a long time. So, in the following time, Lin Wudao and the mad Taoist patiently waited for Qin Daofu to surpass Jiang Qingxue and Xuantian. Then, Lin Wudao took out the other side divine flower. As I mentioned before, after the completion of the task, we will each have 1 petal of this other sure divine flower. During speech, Lin Wudao carefully picked off the petals of 2 other sure divine flowers and handed them to the hands of mad Taoist and Qin Daofu respectively. They have all reached the Nirvana realm and are not far from the Divine Mansion realm. This item will be of great use for them to open up the Divine Mansion in the future. The expansion of the Divine Mansion by 10 times is equivalent to an increase of 10 times the spiritual power it can accommodate. This is a temptation that no cultivator can resist for this. Over the past half-month, more than 100 experts in the Divine Mansion and Divine Power realms have paid the price of their lives. Brother Ren, thank you very much. Brother Ren, be righteous. Crazy Taoist and Qin Daofu, with smiles on their faces. After careful examination, they carefully collected the other Shore Divine Flower. By the way, I promised Zhao Zichen before that this other Shore Divine Flower, Qin Daofu, you can bring it back to him. Lin Wudao picked another petal. Okay. Qin Daofu nodded lightly. Let's temporarily stop here in this Dragon Burial Secret Realm. If I continue, although there will still be gains, I don't think it will be too big, and the corpses in the Divine Mansion realm are no longer attractive to me. If we want to do it, we'll do it for those above the Divine Realm. Moreover, in a few days, the Taicang ancestral land with 100,000 mountains is about to open. Next, I plan to go there and take a look. If given the opportunity, we can go to Taicang ancestral land to create a secret realm and play. There was a moment of silence. Lin Wudao suddenly spoke up. Upon hearing this, both the Mad Taoist and Qin Daofu had no objection. Since that's the case, let's take a break first, digest the harvest this time, and then go to the ancestral land of Taicang. Hopefully, the quality of Taicang ancestral land will be better, so that it can have a better reputation. The crazy Taoist had a sinister smile on his face. He loves digging holes and burying people the most. Same thing. Qin Daofu also likes this bite. Okay, let's say goodbye then. Goodbye, Ancestor Taicang. Say it. Lin Wudao rolled up the corpses of everyone on the ground with his big hands, his body instantly turning into nothingness like smoke. See what's happening. Mad Taoist and Qin Daofu exchanged a glance, and after destroying the Dragon Burial Secret Realm, they also left. So far, the Dragon Burial Secret Realm, which has caused a storm in the city, has come to an end. City of Sin. Lin Wudao's consciousness has returned to his true self. After a thorough count, he directly threw the bodies of Zhen Bufan and others into the bronze coffin for burial. Ding, you have collected the body of the righteous envoy Zhen Bufan and obtained the Dharma. Supreme Refining Technique. After being strengthened tenfold by the system, you have obtained the Dharma. Great Refining Technique. You have collected the body of Yan Qingshan and obtained 800,000 chi points. After being strengthened by the system 10 times, you have obtained 8 million chi points. You have collected Xuantian's body and obtained 1 month of cultivation. After being strengthened tenfold by the system, you have obtained 10 months of cultivation. Unfortunately, you didn't get anything. Unfortunately, a series of system prompts sounded in my mind. This time, Lin Wudao collected the bodies of all 6 powerful divine beings and buried them in a bronze coffin, with half of them empty. As for the bodies under the divine realm, they could no longer meet his demands. So, Lin Wudao threw all the remaining corpses into the corpse melting furnace, ready to melt them. However, before that, he first checked the information about the great melting technique, and his intuition told him that this method was extremely extraordinary. After all, Zhen Bufan's powerful physical body is derived from the supreme body refining technique before the great melting technique. Name: Great Melting Technique Level. Heavenly Dao Divine Art Introduction. In the past, some supreme experts gained insight into the mysteries of the great refining technique and ultimately created the Taishang refining technique, which became popular in the world and defeated many powerful experts. Function. After casting, it can melt all substances in the world. 2. It can extract the essence of the world's natural materials, land treasures, magic weapons, magic treasures, metals, magic materials, etc., and integrate them into itself, so as to have the effect of strengthening the body. 3. As long as there are enough treasures and materials, the physical body can remain strong. A lot of information has been displayed. After reading it, Lin Wudao was also quite shocked. This great melting technique is actually a divine technique of the heavenly way. So what level of technique is its predecessor, the Supreme Body Refining Technique? The Great Emperor Technique or the Heavenly Emperor Technique? How powerful is the Justice Alliance, where Zhenbufan is located, capable of possessing such powerful methods? In an instant, Lin Wudao thought a lot. Through a course called Tai Shang Lian Ti Shu, he learned many unknown secret remedies that Justice League is even more mysterious than he imagined. I don't know, which one is stronger or weaker than the Terminator organization where the Mad Taoist and others are located. Lin Wudao felt a hint of curiosity in his heart. Both organizations seem to have a strong background. According to the Mad Taoist, the members of the Justice Alliance have basically practiced the Supreme Body Refining Technique. If that were the case, their physical bodies would probably be very powerful. With my current attack methods, if I encounter them, I won't be able to kill them at all. We need to find a way. He pondered silently. Afterwards, he thought of the golden spear in Qin Daofu's hand, which, bathed in divine blood, easily broke through Zhenbufan's powerful physical body. From this, it can be seen that divine blood is a good thing. Because it contains divine power. I don't have divine blood, but I can find imperial blood, even immortal blood. However, the pressure contained in the blood of the Great Emperor, the blood of the Heavenly Emperor, and the blood of immortals is too terrifying to be borne by ordinary weapons. How about we go to the City of the Heavens again, gather some divine blood, and transform the great wilderness cauldron? Suddenly, a crazy idea arose in Lin Wudao's heart. End of this chapter. Chapter 219. Kunlun Emperor Steel, inherited by Immortal Emperor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 219 Kunlun Emperor Steel, inherited by Immortal Emperor. System, can I settle my expenses based on my lifespan in the City of Heaven? I pondered for a few moments. Lin Wudao suddenly spoke up and asked. Sure. Unexpectedly, the system agreed. This made Lin Wudao overjoyed. Does the host want to enable currency exchange function? How to exchange it? The host is now at the level of mortals. If the currency exchange function is enabled, 1 year's lifespan can be exchanged for one top-quality divine stone. How could it still be like this? Upon hearing these words, Lin Wudao was greatly surprised. After visiting the City of the Heavens twice, he also gained some understanding of the currency used in the exchange there. In the City of the Heavens, the lowest currency used is the finest divine stone. Above, there are also Shenjing and Shenyuan. And the divine objects and treasures inside are often billions of divine stones, crystals, or sources. High-end things are not something he can currently access. There's no way, it's really too poor. Now, the system has activated the service of exchanging lifespan for divine stones, which has made it convenient for Lin Wudao to go to the City of Heaven for consumption. For the City of all Heavens, things like the Jidao Ancient Spirit Soldier may not be on the table at all, even on the 9th Avenue, they are not worth mentioning. Therefore, if we were to transform it with divine blood, there shouldn't be many divine stones left. Lin Wudao secretly calculated. Boom. After making a decision in his heart, he immediately took out the Supreme Talisman and entered the City of the Heavens. It has been some time since the last time. Farewell to the Sovereign. Shu. Just as Lin Wudao appeared, a familiar voice suddenly sounded. Take a closer look. But it's Ji Ruyue from Jiutian Tower. In addition to her, there was also a middle-aged man with a temperament as deep as the heavenly abyss, whose cultivation had reached the realm of the ancient immortal king. He is a small giant. This person is undoubtedly the guardian of the second heavenly immortal road tower, Ji Wuya. Ji Wuya pays respects to the Supreme One. He bowed and kowtowed with utmost respect. In my heart, there is boundless excitement and awe. Being able to gain the favor of the Eastern Supreme is not only their supreme glory, but also the supreme glory of the entire Xiandao Tower and the entire Ji family. Let's all get up. By the way, where is Mu Jiutian? After scanning around, Lin Wudao didn't notice Mu Jiutian's figure, so he asked lightly. To report to the Supreme Master, Mu Jiutian is still in the Xianhuang world and may need to be delayed for a few more days. Have you handled everything in the Xianhuang world? Yes. Ji Ruyue bowed in response. Hear the words. Lin Wudao nodded in satisfaction. Let's go to your 9 heavenly tower and find a skilled weapon refiner. I plan to refine some small things. Yes. Upon hearing the command, Ji Ruyue raised her hand and emitted a ray of immortal light, escaping into the void. Continuing. She was riding the divine boat and carrying Lin Wudao to the 9 heavens tower. Shoo. A moment later, when Lin Wudao arrived at the most prestigious 9th floor of the 9 heavens tower, he saw an old man in red, who had been waiting for a long time and had a cultivation in the ancient immortal realm. Bai Su, pay respects to the Supreme One. He fell to the ground in an extremely respectful and devout manner. The elderly body trembled incessantly in his eyes, there was both infinite fear and endless excitement. This is the Supreme in front of me. Being able to personally serve the Supreme Being is a blessing for him for several lifetimes. If he receives the favor of the Supreme Being as a result, his future destiny will also soar step by step. Therefore, as the chief alchemist of the Xiandao Tower, Bai Su felt greatly honored at this moment. Sovereign, Master Bai Su is the first refining master of our Immortal Road Tower. Although he only has the cultivation of ancient immortal great perfection, he is an immortal weapon that can be used by the Immortal King. About 3 epochs ago, Master Bai Xian also endowed an immortal weapon with epical power, making it the exclusive weapon of the ancient Immortal King Giant, the Age Immortal Weapon. Throughout the first and second levels of the Heavenly City, Master Bai Su's skill in refining weapons is unparalleled. Ji Ruyue carefully introduced. Bai Su. Can you refine the Age Immortal Weapon? Lin Wudao's eyes flickered with shock. This is definitely a real big shot. Era Immortal Weapon, that is the immortal weapon used by giants above the realm of ancient immortal kings. To intercept the power of the era and then endow it to immortal weapons, there are extremely strict requirements for the skills and strength of weapon refiners. One carelessness can lead to failure. Therefore. But anyone who can refine the Age of Immortal Soldiers is the top-level master of weapon refining, and regardless of the world, they are highly sought after by the strong. In fact, this time I came to the City of Heaven, I just wanted to give some magical power to a mortal weapon, and it didn't require such superb skills. Speaking. Lin Wudao waved his hand and took out the Great Wilderness Cauldron. Jidao Ancient Spirit Soldier. Looking at the Great Wilderness Cauldron in front of her, Ji Ruyue and the others all looked surprised. Weapons of this level, if it were in the past, I'm afraid they wouldn't even take a second look because Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon is just a mortal weapon. It's not even on the stage. However, whether it's Ji Ruyue, Ji Wuya, or Bai Su, after seeing the Great Wilderness Cauldron, they dare not show any disdain or dissatisfaction. The Supreme One must have his reason for doing so. As for why, they cannot ask, nor dare they ask. Supreme, are you upgrading your cauldron furnace? Bai Xian respectfully asked. Well, that's it. This Great Wilderness Cauldron is currently only the lowest level ancient spiritual weapon, far from reaching its limit. I would like to add divine power to it, is it feasible? He turned his gaze to Bai Xian. Hear the words. Bai Su nodded. Supreme, it's possible. Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon is a weapon used by the 10 small divine realm creatures, with the lowest quality that can enhance a true god's divine power. The highest level of extreme ancient spiritual weapons, capable of enhancing the 5 divine powers. Once this boundary is exceeded, it belongs to the category of divine weapons. Bai Su replied. I came here this time to upgrade and transform the Great Wilderness Cauldron. If we upgrade it to the highest quality and then add 5 divine powers, how long will it take? Just 1 hour is enough. Bai Su thought for a moment and carefully replied. Actually, with his cultivation and skill in refining weapons, extremely powerful weapons like this at the mortal level can be easily transformed with just a lift of his hand. It's not difficult to upgrade it directly to the Extreme Dao Emperor soldier. However, after all, the Great Wilderness Cauldron is a supreme object, and he naturally needs to treat it with caution, making sure to satisfy the Supreme One. Therefore, he only needed an hour. Okay, I'll leave the Dahuang Ding to you. Yes. Bai Su carefully took the Great Wilderness Cauldron and then left the room. Supreme, 2 eras ago, the little man went to the edge of the universe and found a strange object there, wanting to offer it to the Supreme. Boom. As she spoke, Ji Wuya flipped her hand and took out a 1-foot square jade box, presenting it respectfully to Lin Wudao. Strange things on the edge of the universe. Upon hearing these words, Lin Wudao couldn't help but become interested. Open it and take a look. I saw an ancient and vast stone tablet lying in the jade box, a stone tablet, about the size of a palm. The atmosphere above is incredibly ancient and grand, even though it has been eroded by endless years, it is still well preserved. And when facing this monument, both Ji Ruyue and Ji Wuya couldn't help but tremble. I dare not even take a glance. See the situation. Lin Wudao immediately scanned with the eyes of a deity, and after a moment, he couldn't help but widen his eyes to look at Ji Wuya's expression, which was also somewhat meaningful. This thing is useless to this seat. However, for you, it is a great fortune and fate. Lin Wudao spoke up. Great luck. De Zhao Hua. Ji Wuya and her companions were both excited and amazed. Actually, this stone tablet has been hidden in the Ji family for several eras, and they have never fully understood the mystery behind it. Therefore, Ji Wuya dared to take it out and wanted Lin Wudao to clarify his doubts. Lin Wudao had already seen through his thoughts. However, it hasn't been pointed out either. Taking advantage of the current situation, let me briefly explain the origin and purpose of this stone tablet to you. This object is called the Kunlun Emperor Stele. It was left behind by the Kunlun Immortal Emperor of the first era of mythology. In the past, after proving himself as the Immortal Emperor of Kunlun, he recorded his creation of the Time Immortal Classic and the 9 Supreme Immortal Arts on the 9 steles of the Emperor. Finally, knocked down the 9 Imperial steles into the universe. As long as you obtain one of the Imperial steles, you can obtain 1/9 of the Time Immortal Classic and a Supreme Immortal Technique. If you can gather all 9 Imperial steles, you can obtain the complete Time Immortal Classic and the 9 highest Immortal Techniques, thus possessing the potential to prove the Immortal Emperor. You're lucky. The Imperial Stele in front of you happens to be the first volume of the Immortal Classic, and it also records a very powerful Dharma. Named Kunlun Supreme Dharma. Lin Wudao calmly narrated. Surprisingly, it is inherited by the Immortal Emperor. Upon hearing these words, Ji Wuya and Ji Ruyue widened their eyes and felt infinite excitement and surprise in their hearts. If it weren't for Lin Wudao, they would probably never have been able to unravel the ancient mystery of this Kunlun Emperor Stele in their lifetime. The text on the Kunlun Emperor Stele is the divine text of the Tao. Only after becoming an immortal emperor can one barely come into contact with it. With your cultivation and realm, it is natural that you cannot understand it. The first volume of the immortal scripture on this monument, as well as the Kunlun Supreme Dharma, require a level of true immortality or above in order to cultivate. You also barely qualified for this. Lin Wudao said lightly. Hear the words. Ji Wuya and Ji Ruyue's spirits are greatly boosted. They felt that an unparalleled opportunity was about to fall upon them. Sure enough. After browsing for a while, Lin Wudao's voice continued to ring. The method of the Immortal Emperor cannot be passed down lightly. Next, I will translate the first volume of the Immortal Scripture and the Kunlun Supreme Dharma on the Kunlun Emperor's stele orally for you. As for how much you can comprehend, it depends on each person's destiny. Speaking. Lin Wudao immediately began translating the Immortal Scriptures and spells on the Kunlun Emperor's stele through the insight of the Divine Eye, in oral form. The method of the Immortal Emperor is supreme. These methods cannot be recorded on ordinary materials, only the treasures of the Immortal Emperor can carry them. Lin Wudao naturally does not have the treasure of the Immortal Emperor. Therefore, let him only choose to speak orally. At the same time, as Lin Wudao's words fell, Ji Wuya and Ji Ruyue also mustered up 120,000 points of energy in attention, listening to the mysteries of the Immortal Scriptures and fairy arts. End of this chapter. Chapter 220. 5 Divine Powers, Ultimate for Ordinary People. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 225 Divine Powers, Ultimate for Ordinary People. The method of the Immortal Emperor is profound and obscure. This time, it took Lin Wudao a total of 3 days to translate the first volume of Immortal Scriptures recorded on the Kunlun Emperor's stele, as well as the Kunlun Supreme Dharma. Throughout the entire process, Ji Wuya and Ji Ruyue listened intently and passionately. I wish I could be forever immersed in it. Only by truly encountering the method of the Immortal Emperor can one appreciate its vast true meaning and supreme mystery. How much have you all comprehended? Lin Wudao asked curiously. Hear the words. Ji Wuya and Ji Ruyue looked at each other with a look of shame. To report to the Supreme Master, I am only able to remember the first volume of the Time Immortal Classic and the Kunlun Supreme Dharma. As for the true meaning behind it, I have not comprehended it. Ji Wuya felt ashamed and said. Well, it's not bad. Although you haven't been able to comprehend, being able to write down the first volume of the Immortal Classic and the Kunlun Supreme Dharma is also very extraordinary. Continuing. He turned his gaze to Ji Ruyue again. Ji Ruyue, what about you? To report to the Supreme, I have only slightly comprehended some of the Kunlun Supreme techniques, and now I can barely exert them. She answered cautiously. Unexpectedly comprehended the Kunlun Supreme Dharma. Upon hearing these words, Lin Wudao couldn't help but give Ji Ruyue a high glance. Very good. Keep working hard. One day if you can fully comprehend the Kunlun Supreme Law, your future will be limitless. With your qualifications, the Immortal King will still have no problem. Even the Supreme Immortal King, and even the ultimate giants of the Immortal King, may. Lin Wudao praised him. Ji Ruyue's qualifications are indeed very powerful. This point. He can't even envy me. By the way, this Kunlun Emperor stele, in addition to the Immortal Emperor's method recorded on it, is also an unparalleled treasure. If you refine it and then integrate it into your own body, you will have an immortal body that never dies. Well, since you are working for this seat, I will give you another item. Speaking. Lin Wudao raised his hand and pointed out, using the power of the Supreme Taoist Talisman, he engraved a large smelting technique and handed it to them. Thank you very much for giving me the Dharma. After the fairy scanned and learned about the magic and incredible nature of the great melting technique, Ji Wuya and her companions immediately knelt down and worshipped. Your expression is full of excitement. This time, it's really a stroke of luck. Not only did he receive the Supreme Immortal Emperor's Dharma, but he also received the supreme gift of Dharma. This is an unparalleled opportunity that all beings in the world cannot seek. At the same time, it also represents the supreme affirmation of them. This is what truly excites them. Lin Wudao saw their excitement and gratitude in his eyes, but he didn't pay much attention to them. Go and call Bai Xianin. Yes. Ji Ruyue bowed in response. A few moments later, under her leadership, Bai Su came to the front. Farewell to the sovereign. Supreme, as per your instructions, the Great Wilderness Cauldron has been upgraded and renovated. Please have a look at it, Supreme. Bai Su respectfully said. Speaking. He presented the Great Wilderness Cauldron to Lin Wudao with both hands. Name. Da Huang Ding Level. Jidao Ancient Spirit Weapon Quality. Top-notch Introduction. Through the upgrade and transformation of the ancient immortal by Xian, the Da Huang Ding has been comprehensively improved, and it is blessed with the power of the 5 divine kings. Function. Under impact, it can destroy all substances at the mortal level. After the sacrifice, it can suppress an area of tens of thousands of zhang. 3. Breaking the mirror, using extreme Dao power to wash oneself away, breaking the shackles of the great realm under the true God. Standing above the head, it can defend against all attacks under the true God. 5. It is blessed with the divine power of the 5 divine kings, and under the divine king's authority, all living beings are destroyed. 6. Non-true gods cannot be damaged. A lot of information has been presented. Compared to before, it has indeed changed a lot. Both quality and power have been strengthened unprecedentedly. This time. If we encounter those people from the Alliance of the Just again, they will surely be wiped out by a cauldron. Think of this. Lin Wudao couldn't help but show a look of anticipation. This great wilderness cauldron has reached the pinnacle of mortal weapons regarding this. He is still very satisfied. Not bad. After doing a lot, Lin Wudao gave a gentle thumbs up. Upon hearing these words, Bai Su, who was kneeling on the ground, finally breathed a sigh of relief. In order to satisfy Lin Wudao, he has put in a lot of effort, and now he has finally lived up to his supreme expectations. What did you add to the Great Wilderness Cauldron? To report to the Supreme Master, in order to withstand the divine power of the 5 divine kings, the little man added some origin spirit iron during the renovation, making the Great Wilderness Cauldron more sturdy. Non-real divine weapons, or real divine actions, cannot be damaged. Bai Xian answered cautiously. Hard work. By the way, let's settle the cost of upgrading and renovating the Da Huang Ding. How many divine stones are there in total? Ah. Supreme, do you still need to pay? Suddenly hearing these words, Bai Xian was dumbfounded and didn't dare to answer. I can only turn my pleading gaze to Ji Ruyue on the side. Supreme, these are just trivial matters, they are nothing at all. Ji Ruyue said with great trepidation. Hear the words. Lin Wudao shook his head. He does want to, but the system doesn't allow it. One code for one, even if this seat is supreme, it cannot break the rules of the heavenly city. How many divine stones are there in total? This. Under helplessness. Ji Ruyue could only nod at Bai Su. To report to the Supreme Master, the total cost of this upgrade and renovation is 100,000 to 150,000 premium divine stones. 150,000 premium divine stones. Lin Wudao was slightly stunned. For him, that's a lifespan of 150,000 years. System, is this price reasonable? Justice, engraving a divine power worth 10,000 top-grade divine stones, 5 divine powers worth a total of 50,000 top-grade divine stones. The Great Wilderness Ding requires 10,000 top-quality divine stones to upgrade from the lowest quality to the lowest quality, 20,000 to moderate quality, and 30,000 to superior quality. The highest quality requires 40,000 yuan, in total, 150,000 top-quality divine stones. His 15,000 top-quality divine stones are also a sky-high price for Lin Wudao today. That represents a lifespan of 150,000 years. Even with a 10% discount on the Supreme Talisman, he still needs to pay a lifespan of 15,000 years. Name. Lin Wudao Lifetime. 21086, System, exchange 150,000 premium divine stones for me. Ding, it has been redeemed. While a warning sound sounded, and a top-notch stone worth 150,000 yuan instantly appeared in the system space. At the same time, the lifespan on Lin Wudao's account was also deducted by 15,000 years. This makes him feel incredibly painful. System, will the exchange rate between my lifespan and divine stones improve as I increase my cultivation level in the future? Yes. The higher the host's cultivation, the more divine stones they can exchange. However, exchanging lifespan for divine stones is only a temporary measure and cannot last long. To consume in the city of the heavens, the host needs to work even harder. The system prompts. Regarding this, Lin Wudao nodded helplessly. Immediately, he took out 150,000 top-quality divine stones from the system space, and then, with the respectful delivery of Ji Wuya and others, left the city of the heavens with the supreme Taoist talisman. City of Sin. Lin Wudao glanced at the remaining energy value on his account and then called the 11 mourners to him. Qi Yun value 3866500000. System, with my current qi value, what level can I elevate the strength of 11 mourners to? Yutian realm 11 mourners require a total of 3432000000 qi value, more than 300 million. Upgrade. In addition, how much qi does it take to elevate Li Bearing's cultivation from the Luo Tian realm to the divine power realm? 39 million. Let's all improve together. Boom. 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 With his command, accompanied by waves of frenzy, in just a moment, the cultivation of the 11 mourners in front of him was elevated to the realm of heaven. At the same time, Li Baitian, who is far away in the mythical tower of Panlong Ancient City, has also been elevated to the realm of divine power. Qi Yun value 445,000. In the blink of an eye, I saw the bottom again. This is a real gold-swallowing beast. It seems that we still need to work hard to earn energy points. Lin Wudao sighed helplessly. In the future, the qi value required by the 12 mourners will be increasing. If they don't work hard to collect the corpses, they may not be able to afford to raise them. End of this chapter. Chapter 221. Noble Family Surrender, Beihai Great Qi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 221. Noble Family Surrender, Beihai Great Qi. Young Master, a group of people are coming outside. They claim to be Pei Shan from the Langya family and Zhao Xianming from the Panlong family, saying they are requesting to see you. Suddenly, Han Qingxue arrived in front of him and respectfully reported. Has the Langya and Panlong families arrived? Upon hearing this news, Lin Wudao immediately showed an unexpected expression. Let them in. Yes. Han Qingxue should bow down. After a moment, he led an old man in black and a middle-aged man in blue to the lobby. Zhao Xianming, from the Panlong family, has met the city lord. Pei Shan, a member of the Langya family, has met the city lord. The two of them lowered their posture very low. After all, the person in front of me is a ruthless and unparalleled person who has crushed the Xuantian Sword Palace. They dare not have any trouble at all. Please have a seat. Glancing lightly, Lin Wudao pointed to the seat next to him. However, neither Zhao Xianming nor Pei Shan sat down, but stood awkwardly in place. See what's happening. Lin Wudao didn't insist either, he just smiled faintly. I don't know why the two of you came to my city of sin. He took a sip of tea and asked. Hear the words. Pei Shan remained silent for a few moments and took the lead in standing up. Lord, to be honest, this time I am representing the entire Langya family to express my submission. Please accept me, Lord. He said in a bowing voice. Speaking. I saw Pei Shan flip his hand and take out a spiritual ring, respectfully presenting it to Lin Wudao. The spirit ring is filled with various rare treasures and a large amount of resources accumulated by the Langya family over thousands of years. You Langya aristocratic family, but the 5 major aristocratic families in the 9 provinces, are willing to submit to my city of Sin. Holding the spiritual ring in his hand, Lin Wudao chuckled lightly. The reputation of the city lord is well known among the people in the Qingtian domain. Although our Langia family has been passed down for thousands of years, it cannot withstand the wheels and currents of history. Instead of remaining stagnant and self-proclaimed, it is better to choose good trees to settle in. This is the common wish of all the members of my Langia family. I hope to become the people of the city of Sin, under your leadership, and embark on a glorious path, even one day, to the fullest of glory. Please complete it, Lord. Dong. Pei Shan knelt down and began to bow heavily. With an incredibly respectful and devout expression seeing this scene, Lin Wudao smiled. This Langia family is indeed going to have trouble. However, they voluntarily came to submit, which also saved him from sending people to attack. You Langia aristocratic family, you have a heart. Since you sincerely want to become the people of my Sin city, this place should be fulfilled. From now on, the Langia family will become a part of my Sin city. In the future, we will create brilliance and share glory with the city of Sin. Lin Wudao said lightly. Say it. He sacrificed all the treasures and resources in the spiritual ring. In the end, I obtained 20 million yuan of luck. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have conquered the Langia family with your strong strength and charisma, making them voluntarily become the subjects of the Sin city. Your chi value has increased by 10 million. A cold reminder sound rang in my mind. Suddenly, Lin Wudao received 30 million yuan, which made him smile. Keep going. He turned his gaze to Zhao Xianming again. Why are you from the Panlong family? Report to the Lord, my Panlong family also admires the Lord's supreme reputation and hopes to become a citizen of the city of Sin. Please fulfill my request. From now on, my Panlong family is willing to give priority to the city of Sin and obey orders. Zhao Xianming respectfully kowtowed his head. Subsequently, he also presented a spiritual ring with both hands, which contained some treasures. It's just that the wealth of the Panlong family has already been taken away by Qin Daofu and Zhao Zichen. The treasures and resources that can be presented with filial piety are naturally not comparable to those of the Langia family. Not even 1/10 of the other party. Regarding this, Lin Wudao, who knew the situation, didn't mind either. What he wants is the attitude of the Panlong family. Well, since the Panlong family also has this intention, this seat should be completed on its own. From now on, you are also a part of my city of Sin. Thank you very much, Lord. Dong. Upon receiving Lin Wudao's acceptance, Zhao Xianming immediately bowed excitedly. Being able to obtain the protection of the city of Sin is undoubtedly a great blessing for their Panlong family, as it will not lead to the extinction of the clan. Ding, congratulations to the host, the Panlong family voluntarily joined the city of Sin and became your people, with a chi value of +100000000. Another warning sound is on. Name. Lin Wudao Chi Yun value. 44450000. In just a moment, he earned 40 million chi points, which naturally made Lin Wudao very happy. Along with it, the gaze towards Pei Shan and Zhao Xianming also softened a lot. Wow. Later, he took out 2 high-quality Imperial Ancient Spiritual Weapons and gave them to the 2 people. Regarding this, Pei Shan and Zhao Xianming are naturally extremely grateful. The reverence for Lin Wudao in my heart has also become a bit strong. Alright, you guys go back first. Like the previous Heishui family, Sin City will not participate in the management or specific affairs of your family, as long as everything follows the commands of Sin City. Yes. Pei Shan and Zhao Xianming were particularly pleased. At this moment, the big stone in their hearts has finally landed. Surrender to the city of Sin, although they will lose their freedom in the future, has allowed the entire family to continue. This is undoubtedly a blessing for them afterwards. Pei Shan and Zhao Xianming introduced some of the current situation of the two families to Lin Wudao, and at the same time, Lin Wudao warned and reminded them that they were leaving the city of Sin. Shu. As soon as the two of them left, Xiao Jingluan and the three of them from the Penglai family once again arrived at the Lord's mansion. Lord, the ancestral land of Taicang is about to open. We have already dealt with the matter. Next, let's go to Panlong Ancient City first, and then head to the 100,000 mountains. Speaking. Xiao Jingluan immediately rode the ancient building ship of the Penglai family and left the city of Sin. Half a day later, the group arrived at the ancient city of Panlong Mythical Tower. Lin Wudao found Yin Siming and Li Baitian, and then took out the map of the sleeping place of the Splitting Sky Demon Emperor. Yin Siming, do you know what kind of monster this is? He pointed to the ancient demon on the map and asked. Hear the words. Yin Siming's gaze swept over the map and nodded. City Lord, this is a kind of exotic demon that originated from the ancient times, named Qi. Qi. Upon hearing this name, Lin Wudao felt a bit confused. Lord of the city, Kais, an ancient and exotic species, prefer to live in the depths of the sea. They can hibernate under the sea for thousands of years, even tens of thousands of years. Similar to this kind of big demon, it's very rare. They not only have huge bodies, but also often form their own space inside, possessing many mysteries and wonders. Therefore, in ancient times, some strong people liked to build caves, dojo, and their own graves inside the body of the Qi Lord. According to this map, there seems to be a big dragon in the North Sea. Yin Si's destiny is filled with suspicion. This map is the location of the sleeping place of the Splitting Heaven Demon Emperor 10,000 years ago. According to what you said, the former Splitting Heaven Demon Emperor must have hidden his tomb inside the body of the Beihai Great Qi. Lin Wudao frowned. He didn't expect that the Splitting Heaven Demon Emperor, such a chicken thief, would hide his sleeping place inside the body of the North Sea Great Qi. Is there any way to lure the North Sea Dragon out? Have, Lord, the 9 secluded realms will soon open. At that time, there will be a millennium-long tide in the North Sea, pouring spiritual power into the world and benefiting all living beings. At that time, the great Qi of Beihai may appear. Yin Si-ming replied. What if it doesn't appear? Well, if you don't show up, then you'll have to use natural resources and treasures as bait to attract it. It's best to have something related to the Dragon Clan. Because on the body of the Qi, there flows the blood of the Dragon Clan. According to ancient legend, it is the descendant of a true dragon. The Dragon Clan. Upon hearing these words, Lin Wudao nodded thoughtfully. Well, let's talk about it later. Next, the Taicang ancestral land of 100,000 mountains is about to open. Let's go there first, find the seal of sentient beings, and build the Qi Yunjin pool. Yes. Yin Si ordered to bow in response. Subsequently, after a brief rest, the few of them gathered with Xiao Jingluan and others, rowed the building boat, and headed straight to the 100,000 mountains. End of this chapter.